Obviously, Bianca's shooting pretty well. What's the status on her?
She's just shooting. She's just shooting. So, I mean, it's good to see her out here on the court, and they're just ramping up, her stamina to see where she is. Probably won't play tomorrow, but we'll see. We'll see, towards the end of the week what she feels like.
Is she doing any running, the things like that? Or?
Not yet. She's just doing a little standstill shooting, just trying to strengthen the muscles around that knee.
After Notre Dame, looking at the film, what was the thing that stood out to you? I thought it kind of turned once Ty got in foul trouble.
Yeah, I mean, it's her. When we're a few guards down, we need every player that has that's healthy to play, not get in foul trouble. She's a big part of what we do. She got herself in foul trouble, and we never really felt comfortable in that second quarter. But it gives us something to work towards. Effort needs to be, second and third effort has to happen in order for us to be effective, especially with teams like that. But it was a good learning lesson for us. Our practices have been pretty good, where it's just trying to get more discipline and give a lot more effort than we gave.
Big picture, it is November, so this is really all about learning and building and winner, you might have won the game, but obviously it's all about the process, I guess.
It is. You don't like losing, but, obviously, the more this team, sees and experiences, the better. And sometimes that's going to take us, dropping a game here or there just to understand what we need to do to tighten up the ship and get better.
Dawn Alexis had a huge game down in Estero with 25 points. Is that the kind of thing that you can reasonably expect from her every night or almost every night?
Well, we're going to make a conscious effort to give her the ball. I mean, she's been pretty efficient. She gives big targets. And, I think, for her, for all her entire career, she's been a very efficient player. We just got to find more opportunities to get her the ball. And, it doesn't help when you take Ty out of the game and they start collapsing on us, and it just takes away opportunities for her. But we're certainly making an effort to get her the ball.
How much can that help when teams are collapsing on Asia?
It helps a great deal. I thought that Asia and Alexis, they work well together. They're starting to find each other and see where they can play off each other a lot more, and that's only going to get better with time.
Coach, you said a couple weeks ago you weren't happy with how many points you were giving up. So how much has defense been a focus, especially this week after the loss?
It's been a focus all year long. I think that's going to be just a process that needs to happen and develop. Obviously when you look at who we put on the floor, they've played different roles for us. They haven't been starters, so now they're starters. Now they have to play during crunch time, and they have to learn. That just doesn't happen. They have to learn those responsibilities at the end of basketball games and make plays.
This is way off the beaten path, but your Eagles are doing pretty well.
Ooh.
Have you looked ahead to potentially, Super Bowl Sunday? If you guys don't have a game, would you try to sneak up if they even make it that far?
You know what? I went to the Carolina Panthers game. That was my first Eagles game. I don't really ever. Yes, I don't really like going to the stadium. Eagles fans are crazy. We're crazy. Something can happen in the stands, but I really enjoyed it because it was an away game. It was a pocket of Eagles fans here and there. We had a good time, but I would probably go to a Super Bowl and experience that.
If there's no game.
If there's no game. Yeah, of course, if there's no game.
Yeah.
But we are going to the Super Bowl. Eagles, Super Bowl. Sorry, Carolina Panthers, but we got it going on this year. We got to take the good with the bad, and we have done that for years, but it's the good now.
And what do you think about a North Dakota kid coming into Philly and taking over?
I mean, he's a great guy. I mean, he's a great quarterback. What I like about him is he's a team guy, and he's in those touchdown celebrations, and that's what it's all about. He's building trust with those, with his teammates, and that's what leaders do.
And when Alshon went there, you had to,
Oh man, it's the best of both worlds. Alshon's happy. Alshon's on the team in which he's helping to, hopefully go to a Super Bowl and win, and I think that's what it's all about, finding a happy place and being successful.
Don, you pretty pleased with how Grissett and Williams are coming along? I know that, with Lex and Asia in front of them, maybe their minutes might be scarce, but in terms of development.
We're we're in a position where I'm quite sure they want to play more, you know, as youngsters. But, you know, there are things that they need to learn now so their careers can be successful. They're not there yet, and it's fortunate and unfortunate because they don't have to learn on the run. They're seeing some of the best post players in our game play every single day. They're seeing their work ethic. They're seeing, you know, how they approach game day situations, and they just have to take notes now. And hopefully, you know, maybe by the end of non-conference play, they'll be in a position to help us a little more.
Obviously, you don't like losing, but do you think losing to a top 10 program is a good thing at this early point in the season?
Yes and no. You know, I think this is something that our team needed. You know, obviously, you know, for several reasons. One, you know, you can see where you're weak in some areas. Two, you know, you want to see how our kids respond after being in a diverse situation. Three, it helps you practice a little bit better. It helps you, you know, kind of get their attention to be a little more disciplined in areas in which, you know, as players, they often, you know, don't see what coaches see until you drop a game. So it's good in those areas.
It seems like Asia really took it to another level in that fourth quarter against Notre Dame. What is her ceiling this year?
I mean, I think Asia's been putting herself in a position to be successful no matter, you know, how people play her. You know, she's not a one-dimensional player. I think she just sees things a lot differently than she did her first 3 years here. And that's what growth is. I thought she could be that type of player, you know, maybe a year or two ago. But, you know, everyone's maturation process, you know, is a lot different. You know, I'm happy that, you know, she got it. I'm happy that we're seeing her do it all, just from, you know, rebounding and pushing down the floor to, you know, shooting from the outside. Just when we're playing on the perimeter as well, gives us an opportunity to play two other bigs, so to get creative with things. And, you know, as a coach, I don't know if I ever get a player as good as Asia, but we're going to certainly, you know, soak it up as much as possible this year.
Dylan, you said sometimes with losses that can help point out some weaknesses. What weaknesses were exposed for your team?
Well, I think from a transitional defensive standpoint, we don't get back. We don't get back in live ball turnovers, and that's something that we've been talking to our team about, you know, all year long. You know, but you know, when you play a team like Notre Dame, that's the difference. You know, in us being able to get back or not turn the ball over and get back and contest. And when we do contest, getting the rebound. They had multiple rebounds in transition when we actually got back and forced them to miss. It's the second effort and the third effort that they were attacking us with, and we didn't respond very well.